Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, this is a general reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever area of your chart you're looking at. There's a link as ever in the description to get yourself a birth chart if you don't know what your Moon and your Rising sign are. Always know what your rising sign is. It's well worth it if you've got your birth time. So, as a general reading rules apply. Roles can get reversed within the readings sometimes, not very often, but sometimes. Timing is far from absolute. There is a link in the description below also for the Facebook page for this channel, where I post these videos and the astrology weather forecast style videos that I'm learning from. Now, what I would like you to do is ask a question prior to watching the reading bit. Take a moment, think about all the questions that surround you and focus on one of them. But be aware of all of them because the cards will answer whatever they please and not necessarily what you or I think is the most important question. Now, there was something else I was going to say along the... Oh, yes. This reading either is for you or it isn't. There is a past and a present in the spread. So if the past and the present don't fit, don't try to make it fit. Is go and watch your moon sign, go and watch your rising sign. You know, I can't be reading for all Libras in one reading. Anyway, I can be reading for all Libras, but not all in the same reading. Now, also, while I'm talking about links down below, there is a link to the lunar eclipse readings. Remember, they started this month off. I mean, okay, it was the end of the previous month, but they could be with us, depending on who you listen to, for 3 to 6 months. Certainly the solar eclipse readings, when they come out, they could be with us for like 6 months. There's also a show discussing the recent solar lunar eclipse. It's well worth it, where I was talking to astrologer David Fischer, and I did I nearly said communal, I always call them communal, collective reading for the lunar eclipse, which turned out to be quite interesting. All those links are down below, and with no more ado, let me bring the cards up. So, the first thing I notice is the bases of the decks. We have the Empress, the World, or the completed world, as it says here, typified by the Holy Grail, and 9 of Staves, 9 of Wands. Whatever it is, you're nearly there. And there is something that you've definitely put into action recently. When I'm saying recent, now I'm not quite sure how recent you would say recent is. It could be this year, it could be the last couple of years, it could be the last couple of weeks, you know, but what we have is that a whole new idea came to you, it was almost like a, not just oh, I've been thinking about this and I think I was, no, this looks like a moment of boom, you know, a moment of sheer, ha, I know what I'm going to do. I know how I'm going to proceed from here. I've discovered the values that I'm going to be working with from here on in. Like I say, I believe that this has already happened. There was a wonderful clarity that came to you. So I don't know whether the clarity... whether the clarity inspired the dream, which is more likely with this Ace of Airships, Ace of Swords being underneath, or the decision of the dream suddenly inspired the clarity for you to turn around and go, that's how I'm looking at the world from here on in. I rather think it was the clarity came first because it was underlying the issue, or as clarity was coming over you, it's like, I see the way forward here. So you started a whole new time of life. This is a new beginning that you've already commenced. And it's, yes, we have the Apprentice card. So this is the, where are they? Steampunk Tarot by Tuttle. So yeah, I'm using the Steampunk Tarot. Beautiful deck, this one. The Lost Tarot of Nostradamus. Let's do that so it doesn't reflect. And then finally, the Chinese Tarot. Now, out of that, we've got 2 Fools and an Empress as the time that you've that you're coming out of right now, that this whole new beginning has been very, very profitable for you. And I gather that you're feeling quite chuffed with it. You know that, yes, you're nearly there. You're feeling like you have completed stage one, whatever that means. You know, you've laid the foundations, you've completed stage one, you've got the basics of whatever new subject it is, you've established a relationship with whoever, big R, little r, whichever. Normally with my readings it's little r. And it's been taking you to a better place. It is exactly what you have been wanting to do. And there is a feeling that people are recognizing what you are doing and what you've accomplished so far. And the fact that you have nearly completed this level is becoming more and more visible. 3 of Leviathans, so Pentacles here, and 7 of Submersibles, Cups. So added together becomes a 10, that point of completion. But it's not a 10, it's a 3 and a 7. So the recognition has come to you, but it's almost like there's a, now what do I do? Now where am I going forward? And I don't mean that as in your first answer is, hello. You know, it's more that first answer is, well, I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do this. The options are being laid out in front of you. That's probably a bit of a process, because I think there's going to be, this is lovely, Libra. You're in quite a powerful time for you, because this 7 of Cups, 7 of Submersibles is clarified by the Magician and the Universe. So we've got 2 world cards basically turning up already. You are coming into how you can express your power in this situation, and people are also recognizing that you've got that. They're recognizing that you have a powerful dream to offer, a powerful direction to offer. So this looks like whatever you're doing, it's something where you are recruiting, where you are recruiting somebody else. Whether this is one person to a big R relationship, more than one person to a number of small R relationships, whether it's people coming on board for a project that you're working on, something that you're building, something that you are doing in the workspace, in the home space, whatever. I haven't got the references to where yet, but I think, yes, you are maybe not even consciously recruiting, but there's the point of people going to you saying, I can see what you're doing. I like it. How can I help? How can I join in? Now, the fact is that I think you are in a position where you need to ask for some help. Now, this is not, again, saying that you're in a space of need, but it is saying that you're in a space of maybe you need to delegate some things or get some backup with whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, because we're going to the 8 of Leviathans here. So 8 of Pentacles again, lots of work, lots of repetitive work, but with each repetition, skill is increasing. We've also, from the, what's it called, the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle, talk about brain going blank, we have the Camel Boy, small steps, asking for help, immediately followed, because the 2 cards sort of stuck together when I pulled them out, by the Winged Wise Ones, angelic help and miraculous aid. So I think there is, whatever you are trying to achieve, whatever you are trying to accomplish, is something where really you could do with some help, whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, because this will free you up to concentrate on the stuff that, well, in a way, I want to say on the stuff that you're good at. Because say if you're opening a business and you're a plumber, But opening a business also means that you register with Companies House, that you get the insurances filled up, you sort out the finance, you sort out the accounting, you sort out the order process, you sort out the suppliers, you sort out everything. Whereas what your passion is the plumbing. So maybe for you to go and do the plumbing, the bit that you enjoy and the bit that you're actually selling, you need somebody else to take care of the accounts, take care of the receipts, take care of are the insurances paid up. You go and do the thing, and they then do the office work. That's just an example. Because I'm not saying that you're all setting up businesses, but hey, with the economy as it is, maybe you all are. But there's, let me see, so 7 of Suns and Lovers. So yeah, you are making a choice to almost specialize in what you have already been doing, but reduce the scope of what you have been doing. As I say, whereas using that plumbing business, you would be advised to say, I need someone to do my office work while I go and get on with what I need to go and get on with. That also gives you some form of boost. It's giving you a step up into a realm of your peers. Even though you might be feeling a bit, oh, I'm not sure whether I want to do this, you're going to be surprised at what your peers, or who your peers actually are, and what level you are being considered in, because this has already been recognized. That's the thing that I need to ram home with you. Your sense of victory, your sense of, I'm doing all right here, it's not just yours. Other people are aware of this victory of yours, and are in support of it as well. The danger here is, with the Lilith card, of striving to be a bit too independent. And again, that I think that's echoed here with that 9 of Staves, because there is prosperity waiting for you. There is a result coming from all your hard work, as we know from this Empress, from wherever I saw the other Empress, and we've got Ursula here with prosperity. However, with Ursula, there's rules that you have to abide by, and so it's Ursula expects a certain standard of behavior and a standard of respect that you cross at your peril. And with the cards above it, we have Gavura from the Angelarium on as the oh god, the word escaped me then, Sephiroth of Judgment out of the Tree of Life, and right under that, Honesty from the wisdom of the House of Night Oracle. So I think if you are presenting to somebody, this is what I've done, this is what I've achieved, this is what I am doing, certainly if you are recruiting, then there's a strong message here about how honesty is the best policy, because you will receive that aid, and you have to be honest in asking for the help for the bits that you don't really want to get on with anyway, or the bits that you may be struggling on. Now, the time we're coming into, 10 of Submersibles, so 10 of Cups, so better than wish fulfillment. We have the Ace of Globes, Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Staves, 7 of Wands again. So there's quite an ordered sense, I think, with this 7 of Staves. It's not the defensiveness, it is the meeting of the peers, but it's also being in a position where you are able to equip others to be at your level. So it's not even just a meeting with your peers, it may be helping others become your peers, which actually I think is quite nice, especially with this with these two cards, things are here, these two cards, Ace of Sons, Ten of Submersibles, it's indicating that whatever project you are working on at the moment, if you're asking for some assistance from someone, the end result is going to be far better than what you expect. Because that's interesting. Somebody around is seeing the new beginning that you are going through, but they also seem to be abandoning dreams of their own. It's not that they're telling you to abandon dreams, it's that they're running from some form of explosive situation, trying to balance so very much. And it's almost like you are able to give them that little extra thing that helps them regain their balance, rather than an extra thing that helps them topple more. But there's something that they've lost faith in, and then they are discovering you. They are coming towards you. That's an interesting thing. So during this time, you are setting up your authority. You are setting up your rulership, for want of a better matter. But it's also, I think, that you are finding where there's a few things where you go, yeah, I don't need to go in that direction. We've got the Eight of Moons here, which is Eight of Cups. So there's that element of giving up on certain dreams as well. There's a lot of this Eight of Cups here and here. Sorry, here and here. But this one is not so much a giving up on your dreams as in just a whittling down to what is necessary. In order for you to set up your own empire, your own sphere of authority, which, yeah, you're aware that there's certain things that are beyond your control, but you will be able to see them coming. Again, we've got that urge about staying within the rules. The Hierophant. So whatever it is, I mean, you're Libra, you're the sign of the scales of justice, you're the sign of law. Staying within the rules is not foreign to you, you know. So it's to a certain extent, this reading is very much saying you do you. But I think there is some information that will come to you about a new option that makes you go, oh, I couldn't I? But I rather feel that you can only take up that option if it is, again, within the rules. We've got this Tower card here. These are an alternate future. But this is nice. You've got a lot of major arcana here, Libra, with all three decks. We've got the Stricken Tower with Fortitude, the Strength card, and the Chariot. So things start moving after some information comes to you, which makes you think, not that you're heading in a new direction, but that there's another layer of the plan, the dream that you are pursuing. There's another aspect that will make you go, there's more I can do with this. And it's not that far out of the way of what you've already been trying to accomplish. But it is one of those moments where you go, I didn't think of that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And that opens up what could, from an outsider looking in, say, oh, that's a whole new direction. It's not. It's exactly the same direction, but being expressed in a different, I would say, more useful way. Because this gives a transformation. It gives a transformation where, to start off with, that whatever is falling away here does give you that element of confusion, but this is an outside force. Now, whatever you are working on right now, that is hinting that this is what you need to continue working on. How you are working on it is going to change, and then forces from the outside world come in, tear some stuff away, and you're fine because you've been working in this direction in the first place. And so it's just a small course correction rather than a large one. I also get this from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell. We have Nelchael, representing a desire for knowledge, which is interesting. So there's, again, could be why you're wanting to say, right, you look after that bit while I look after this bit, because this bit, especially with that Eight of Leviathans, there's a learning aspect coming in that you need to be starting now. So whatever it is that you need to be learning, get on with learning it. I think it's supposed to be astrologically good for some signs to be doing learning stuff at the minute anyway. Maybe on the back of that last lunar eclipse, with it being in Gemini. So there's more information on that note. Yes, because it looks like some information may have been obscured from your vision. Let's have a look in the past, because you've worked hard on something in the past where it gained results for you. You reached a promised land, but you may have acted too soon previously. And what I think the message here is that if you carry on the pace that you're on, which is admittedly not tearing up any trees, but is slowly letting that path unfold, that journey unfold as you are walking it, like like in some fantasy movies where you've got to walk over a crevasse and floating rocks appear only when you tread on them. So you have to believe to actually make the bridge from here to there appear. There's that element of, yeah, you don't know where you're putting your feet, but that's fine because there'll be something there to stand on. You basically know you're going that way, and that's what's but you're worried for some reason this will cause conflicts, and that that whatever you are working on is going to, or moving towards, is going to cause some form of conflict, and is also prey to forces in the outside world. So whether that's the economy, whether that's people down the road giving it all that, whatever, you're worried that what you are trying to achieve is going to cause conflict and going to be vulnerable to societal shifts, outside forces, like a company closing down, if we use that business. Well, I mean, a company closing down can also affect your personal life, can't it? If you work for it, or one of your people work for it, that's going to affect your life. So there's a lot of apprehension towards the outside world, and I think you've been that'll make sense. You've been wondering about whether you should play it safe, considering that last time you went ahead too fast and you ended up getting a little bit burnt by it. But I think slow and steady wins the race. Keep going on the path that you were going on rather than deviating. Like I said, when all these options that are opening up for you right now, not many of them actually require that you're doing something different. It's more that up until this point your focus has been wide, and these options are saying you need to narrow your focus now. Whether it's here, here or here, that's still within your original range of focus, but you need to specialize. You need to come in a little with what you are trying to achieve. So let me see, have I... Now, one card I haven't, two cards I haven't dealt with, actually. Three. Queen of My World. That rather backs up everything I'm saying about how you can be building up your empire at the moment. How this is already going in the right direction for you. Angel of Reconciliation. Let me be fully reconciled with what I have left behind. Now, that makes me think about this time where you'd gone gung-ho on something before and basically it overbalanced, you ended up getting hurt by that. Even though you may have achieved a lot, you still walked away wounded. Because maybe you had acted too soon on something. And you are concerned about that coming round again. And I don't really think that you need to be concerned. I've already said that, haven't I? You know, it's a slow and steady wins the race job. Yes, because slow progress, Knight of Coins. You will be making slow progress. Oh, now that's nice. Because what you are doing is moving strategically. And I think you will find that your intuition will actually turn around and show you how to proceed forward, when a lot of the time there's a lot of either ors, and I don't think you have to do an either or. It's more like you go between two options. So you've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but what you're actually crafting is your third way. Ooh, what a horrible term, but you know, it's you are crafting a third way, because there's an awful lot of threes here. 3 in the past, 3 right in the present. There was another one somewhere that the way that number kept coming up again and again for me was quite significant. So yes, stick with what you're doing, narrow your focus, ask for help if you require it, and even think about things, because I don't even want to say if you require it, because if you're falling prey to this Lilith energy, you're going to, I don't need no help, I can do it all myself. Not well, you can't. You've been doing okay, and you'll continue to do okay. But if you get some help from somebody who is really quite willing to give it, because they also want something to replace the dreams that they've just lost, you will, rather than do okay, you have the opportunity of excelling in, you know, being so much more productive, so much more creative, so much more imaginative, so much more happy, whatever the focus of this thing is for you. But don't be blinded by science. Don't be, oh God, there's so many options, because yeah, there are options about where to specialize, but it's all about narrowing your focus. With your current focus, you could take all of the options, but I'm sorry, that would be exhausting. That would be ridiculous, because there aren't enough hours in the day, especially if you're needing somebody else to help you with what's there already. Your focus is to get narrowed. The Angel of Reconciliation, I think I just covered that, didn't I? About this is a copy of what happened before, apart from this time you get to succeed if you play it right. So make sure you learnt your lessons, that everything is balanced. It's going to be a slow gainer. That was the other card that I've not gone. Angel de los Hidro, basically Angel of the Children. New things coming. It's also, be aware of your health. Do what you can to look after your health. But it really does feel like there is guidance around you at the moment. The angels are trying to guide you. They are trying to lead you along. See if I can get his camera back into focus while I'm at it. It's got a mind of its own. That you are being led along and assisted with what is there already, especially with this Winged Wise One cards. So yeah, narrow your focus, Libra. This is going to go well. So if it means anything to you, comment down below. It's always good to hear when a reading that I do. I've convinced myself I'm not just sat talking to the camera now, fortunately. But it's always good to know when the reading that I'm giving has arrived at the place where it needs to be with the person that it needs to be. So yeah, comment down below. Obviously, I'm a YouTuber. Like, share, subscribe, please. Certainly the subscribe, it really helps at the moment. I mean, it would really help anyway. It helps any YouTuber. But the likes and shares don't go amiss either. So thank you very much. Go and watch your moon and rising sign now. Plus the lunar eclipse stuff, that the links are down below, and keep your eye open for the solar eclipse readings coming out when they come out. All right, cheers.